Good evening. Welcome to the Chippewa Valley High School Spring Band Concert. My name is Tim Hoy. I'm Director of Bands here, and welcome. We're glad that you guys are all here. The Jazz Ensemble is set to open up for you. Our first student is going to be Blue Madness. On tenor sax. Evan Castle on trombone. And John Ortez on alto sax. Next we'd like to feature Jocelyn Blanks on Harlem Now.
Symphonic Dance number 8 by Anton Dvorak. I try to program something every concert that is an orchestral transcript because unfortunately we don't have an orchestra program here, but I do feel strongly that the students need to be exposed to that literature. So anyways, we're going to completely change it up here. We're going to do Zydeco Crawdad Dance. This was inspired by the music of Louisiana, and the kids are taking a lot of liberties with it. It's kind of an improvisational piece, features just about everybody at some point in the work, so hopefully you will enjoy this. Thank you. Each one of the three of our bands this evening is going to be doing a video, audio video presentation. So the concert band is going to be playing Disney blockbusters, and while they're doing it, you may have wondered why the screen is down. We're going to be showing video clips from different Disney movies that correspond with the various songs that we're playing. We've only had a couple of opportunities to do this, so I hope I can get it synced up right. We'll see how it goes. I wish I had more time in the auditorium. We don't get as much as we'd like. So anyways, yeah, it looks like the video's up. We're going to lower the stage lights down so you guys can see it better. It's going to get a little dark in here, so just like kind of in the movie theater, be careful if you're getting up and walking around. It might be a little dangerous. Disney blockbusters. before I let these guys go, I want to acknowledge all the seniors in the band. We just have one this year. Stand up, come out front. Ooh. Congratulations, senior. Yeah, there you go. This next piece requires a little bit of an explanation. Are you guys familiar with the famous composer Johann Sebastian Bach? Yeah, right. Bach created a lot of music. What many people don't know is he also created a lot of children. I think he had 18 or 19, depends on who you talk to, all by the same wife. Yeah, right? That's a lot of kids. Oh, that's before cable TV, so. Yeah. Anyways, several of Bach's children went on to become famous composers. Johann Christian Bach was one of them. What a lot of people don't know is that one of Bach's children went on to become a fairly obscure composer. And in fact, he was so terrible at it that the family hid his music away in an attic someplace. I'm referring to, of course, PDQ Bach. Nobody really knows what PDQ Bach stands for, but the rumor is that it stands for pretty darn quick. So anyways, a guy by the name of Peter Schickley, who's a professor of music at Northern South Dakota at Hupel, I think that's where he teaches at, was in Germany and discovered the attic, and he's on a mission to bring his music to the world, for better or worse. I'll let you be the judge. So it's a 4-movement work. Please don't clap between the movements. And then the last thing I have to warn you about, there's a part in here for a starter pistol, and you're going to see one of the percussionists hold it up in the air and shoot. I just didn't want you to panic and run for the exit. He hasn't gone postal, he's not crazy. It's all part of the show. It's a starter pistol. You couldn't kill somebody with it if you tried, but just the same, he won't try. So anyways, PDQ Bach's Grand Serenade for an awful lot of winds and percussion. Every year at this time at this concert, it's my sad duty to say goodbye to our graduating seniors. Every class has its own personality. This class definitely has a personality. I mean, in addition to all being incredibly fine players, I feel I've been very privileged, more privileged perhaps than most teachers here, in that I get to see these kids grow up. I have most of them, all the seniors, all 4 years, and watch them when they waddle in. Where's the bathroom the first day? To when they walk out confident, ready to go out in the world, and I get to listen to their exciting plans for the future. And so it's just been my privilege. I want to recognize all of our graduating seniors. Would you guys go ahead and stand up? Seniors, stand up. Our final selection for this ensemble is our video presentation. James Horner. You may not recognize the name, but you will definitely recognize the movies. A couple of these movies are some of the highest grossing movies of all time. Again, we haven't had a lot of chance to practice this, but I'm hoping this will work out well. Thanks. if you have the opportunity to hear a professional orchestra do Peter and the Wolf, it's worth going to hear, and definitely bring your kids. Sergei Prokofiev wrote this, late 1800s, early 1900s. I probably should know the exact date, I don't. But anyways, this is the story of Peter and the wolf, of course, and there are other characters. Yeah, each of the characters is represented by different instruments in the orchestra, and you'll kind of figure that out as we go along. There's also narration to this, and we were very fortunate to have a former band booster president and current band supporter. Mike Passmore is here to narrate for you Peter and the Wolf. Come on out, Mike.
Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter. He and his grandfather lived in a cottage with a garden surrounded by a high stone wall. Outside, there was a great meadow, and beyond the meadow, a deep, dark forest. Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow. On a branch of the big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird gaily. Soon a duck came waddling around. She was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow. Seeing the duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to the duck, and shrugged his shoulders. Shoulders? "What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?" said the bird. To this the duck replied, "What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?" and dived into the pond. They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond, the little bird hopping along the shore. Suddenly, something caught Peter's attention. He noticed a cat crawling through the grass. The cat thought, "The bird is busy arguing and I'll just grab him." Quietly, she crept towards him on velvet paws. "Look out!" shouted Peter, and the bird flew immediately up into the tree, while the duck quacked angrily at the cat from the middle of the pond. jump. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow. It is a dangerous place. If a wolf should come out of the forest, then what would you do? Peter paid no attention to his grandfather's words. Boys like Peter are not afraid of wolves, but grandfather took Peter by the hand, led him home, and locked the gate. No sooner had Peter and his grandfather gone than a big gray wolf came out of the woods. The cat climbed up the tree, the duck quacked, and in her excitement jumped out of the pond. No matter how much the duck tried to run, she couldn't escape the wolf. He kept getting nearer and nearer until he got her, and with one gulp swallowed her. And now, this is how things stood. The cat sitting on one branch of the tree, the bird on another, but not too close to the cat. While the wolf walked round and round the tree, looking at them with greedy eyes. In the meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind a closed gate, watching all that was going on. Peter ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up the stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall. And grabbing hold of the branch, Peter climbed over onto the tree. Peter said to the bird, "Fly down, circle the wolf's head, but take care he doesn't catch you." And the bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that. How the bird did worry the wolf, but he wanted to catch him. But the bird was too clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it. Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso, and carefully letting it down, caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might. Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But Peter had tied the other end of the rope to the tree, so the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter. Just then, hunters came out of the woods, following the wolf's trail and shooting as they came. But Peter, sitting in the tree, shouted, "Don't shoot! The bird and I have caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo." Now imagine the triumphant procession of Peter at the head, and after him the hunters leading the wolf. Winding up the procession was grandfather and the cat, and above them flew the bird, chirping merrily, "My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I, look what we have caught." And if you would listen very carefully, you could hear the duck quacking inside the wolf, because in his haste, the wolf had swallowed her alive.
Every year, the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association hosts a solo and ensemble festival. It's held at the district level. This year it was early February at Rochester High School. And then for students who get there's 5 possible ratings. First division rating is the highest. For students who get a first division rating, they're eligible to go on and perform at State Solo and Ensemble Festival. I had a number of students here that did that. If you are a soloist and you are in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, you do what's called a proficiency exam. In addition to playing their solo, they also play memorized scales and sight reading. And if they get a score of 85 or higher, that's considered a first division rating. Sophomores typically do proficiency 1, which is the easiest level. It's less scales, less hard sight reading. If you get a first division rating at that, you go on to proficiency 2. And if you get a first division rating on that, your senior year, you can go on and do proficiency 3, which is all 12 major, all 12 minor scales, very hard, difficult sight reading, and a very challenging solo. Every year that the band program here has had a person who has who has passed their Proficiency 3 exam. We have featured that person at our spring concert playing the piece that they did at State Solo Ensemble. And I'm pleased to welcome to the stage an amazing young lady. She was one of our drum majors this year. She passed her Pro 3 exam. Welcome to the stage, please, Ms. Jocelyn Bunks. Are you anybody familiar with Benny Goodman? Yeah. You'll recognize the tunes if you don't recognize the name. Benny Goodman was a jazz musician in the 40s and 50s, made a lot of songs popular. You recognize most of these tunes. And Benny Goodman played the clarinet, which you might think it's unusual to have a jazz clarinet player, not so much. And when you hear this, you'll appreciate why. We're going to feature our first clarinet player, Aaron Grady, on this one, playing the part of Benny Goodman in the Benny Goodman Salute. Yeah, okay, I'm on now. Okay. Yeah, I might tear up your hair a little bit. This is the part where I say goodbye to the seniors, and you heard what I said earlier, doubly for this group of seniors, the most amazing, talented, funny, you have no idea, funny group of kids that I've had in a long, long time, and they are going to be sorely missed. Seniors, would you please stand up? Yeah, there's a lot of them. Anyways, we're going to conclude the program with Chillers and Thrillers. This features music from John Williams. You will no doubt recognize all of these movies. Chillers and Thrillers.